Good morning and welcome to the Forex Market Wrap brought to you by Pepperstone. It's Thursday the 24th of August 2017 and I'm Darren Sinden. Right, let's take a look at overnight changes, price moves to be aware of. And today I just want to focus on the weakness we saw yesterday in the British pound. You can quite clearly see that here against the dollar in the cable rate. We lost 0.6% as far as the UK currency was concerned. But we also lost ground against the euro, against the Japanese yen and against the Swiss franc as well. You may recall that we talked about the possibility of a 126 handle in the cable rate and drew that chart earlier in the week. Speaking of charts for sterling, here is the trade-weighted British pound over a 10-year weekly basis. And I just want to flag really that we're on our lows. So you can see down here in the bottom right-hand corner that we're testing back to lows that we saw in late 2016, early 2017, which themselves were below the lows we saw in 2009 as a result of the Great Recession and the global financial crisis. So the question is, are we going to bounce from here or will we press on and make further lower lows? Okay, what's on the calendar then? Events that may move the market to be aware of. So all roads basically lead to Jackson Hole, Wyoming today. Central bankers are gathering there for their annual symposium. Mario Draghi will speak, Janet Yellen will speak, and a number of other important commentators will also take to the stands. We've had leading economic index indicators out from Japan. First thing, slightly below forecast there, the main number. And to come on the calendar today, we have Swiss industrial production at 7:15 GMT time. But the main events are a little bit later. 8:30 GMT, we have British GDP figures for Q2, so obviously that'll feed directly into people's thoughts about cable and the performance of the UK economy. At 12:30 we have weekly initial jobless claims from the States and continuing jobless claims beside that, and then we spin right round to 23:30 GMT this evening for CPI data from Japan for July year-on-year figures coming out there, and again obviously that feeds directly into people's thoughts about reflating the Japanese economy and the strength of the yen relative to that. Okay, breaking news and comment that's caught my eye today. First of all, aluminium prices approach a 6-year high in China on hopes of reductions in both production and capacity. The Australian courts have refused to rush through citizenship hearings for ineligible politicians. You may recall that the Deputy Prime Minister of Australia recently admitted that he was a New Zealand citizen and therefore ineligible for office. And back into Europe, France's President Emmanuel Macron has embarked on a road trip to gather support for proposed reforms from other EU leaders, which he hopes will restore faith in the EU. Okay, food for thought, something to take away with you into the trading day. The Bundesbank has repatriated 674 tonnes of German gold that was moved to the USA during the Cold War. However, Germany has left around 1,600 tonnes of its gold reserves abroad in New York, London and elsewhere. Now with this in mind, I wonder, will central banks bolster their gold reserves in uncertain times? And the chart to the right just shows a selection of central banks and their gold holdings and how they've changed since the turn of the new millennium. Right, thank you for your time today. Please take a moment to read through the risk warning. Trading CFDs and Forex on margin can be a risky business, and if you're in any doubt about those risks or have any other questions about our services, please contact your Pepperstone account representative.